Okay, we are live. Hi, everyone. My name is Erin Morgan. I'm the editor-in-chief of Eyecare Business magazine, and we're super excited to be here today to celebrate our 35th anniversary of EB. I want to first preface this live stream by telling you all that I have an internet tech in my garage and my internet is out. So I am hotspotting off my phone, which has 2 bars of LTE right now. So if I drop off, Carrie Ann's going to pick up where I left off, and
I'm ready.
Okay, thanks, Carrie
We're
Ann.
hoping you don't, but I'm happy to pinch it.
Anything could happen.
I have 1 bar, so I might be off before everybody else.
The beauty of live, we're all running on 1 bar.
Technology.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Anyway, so folks, thanks for joining us today. I'm going to introduce our team, and we're each going to just kind of share a little bit about what we do with EB with you all. And then we're going to just each kind of briefly go through and share our own most standout memories from our time, our tenure, each of our tenures with EB. And we'd love to know who's here watching today. So if you have a moment, please type in your name or your practice name into the comment bars on YouTube or on Facebook or LinkedIn there. And we'd love to welcome you to watch our live stream today. So, and again, if you folks have any of your own most standout memories of EB, we'd love to know those too. So please feel free to share kind of what you love about Eyecare Business, how Eyecare Business may have helped you throughout the years, 35 years in editorial focus on eye care professionals across the country. So we're really excited to be here today. So please share your own memories with us in those comment bars if you have a minute. So again, I am the editor-in-chief and editorial director of Eyecare Business magazine, and I have been with the magazine for many, many years. As the editor-in-chief, I have been with EB for about 6 years, and I have worked in various capacities over the past several decades with Eyecare Business and worked with this amazing team here for a really long time. So Eyecare Business is, really a love of mine, and definitely a passion of mine for many, many years of my life in my professional career. So I'm going to just introduce you guys to Mark Durick. He is our VP and publisher of Eyecare Business, also of optometric management and contact lens spectrum. And he is the Chief Revenue Officer of social media for Pentavision. Mark, can you just share with us a little bit about what you do with EB?
Yeah, sure. I guess I would say I'm responsible for business development, marketing, sales, have a hand in our events, and kind of oversee everything on with those particular platforms. And we have so many digital products now and platforms. We're all heavily involved in that as well. So it's definitely a collaborative process, but if I had to, pick 2, it would be marketing and sales, and a third would be business development as far as EB is concerned. And I've been publisher since 2005, so that's 16 years already. And I've been associated with the company since 1986, and I started my career on the technology side. So I've seen EB. I picked up things through osmosis, before I took over in 2005. And there's so many memories, I can't even count. I think the biggest for me would be that we won Healthcare Magazine of the Year last year. And that's just, 30 some odd years of tremendous work. And we finally, hit the top tier. So that was the best for me. But as far as EB is concerned, year after year, the thing that really impresses me is that we've been able to tweak the publication. There's a book out called "If It Ain't Broke, Break It," and I think that's kind of our philosophy. We're always breaking EB and adding new things. And back in the day, it used to be just a magazine. And now it's an entire media network that we've created, and we've done it together. There's a lot of publishing firms out there that just hang their hat maybe on a couple of different platforms, but we have so many different platforms in addition to the magazine that we push our content out to ECPs that enable them to do their business, to make their practices more profitable and be better professionals in the industry. So there's so many things that I have a memory of, and it just keeps on going. So I'm really proud of what we've done and how we've grown and how we continue to enhance the publication in so many different ways. So, and the team here, in my opinion, is the best in the industry by far. So I guess I'll stop there. Otherwise, I'll keep on selling EB. So, but I appreciate everyone's support, the readers, the vendors. And, you know, we couldn't have done it without your support. And you're obviously giving us, you know, many props, because we're at the top of the heap now, and you know, we promise to continue to do so as we move ahead.
Well, thanks for that, Mark. That is awesome, and some really great insights there. And I'll just add, in case I do drop off with my 2 bars of hotspot, that, you know, I agree with you. You know, I have many memories with EB. I mean, gosh, I remember working on EB with Steph back in Connecticut, you know, decades ago. And, you know, when we started Frame Buyer magazine as a spinoff of EB, and gosh, that, you know, it was really, those were formative years in my own career, you know, that really kind of launched my career as well. So appreciate, you know, all the mentoring and the guidance that Steph has provided, and working with you, Mark, you know, over the years, and just, you know, I totally agree. What a great team, and incredible folks that we have, you know, kind of work with. And we hear that all the time, you know, from the folks that we work with, that they just love working with our team, and a really positive, passionate team. But I will say that my own personal most standout memory, it's not really a memory, it's a time period. And I would say it's probably the most standout time period for me in my career, in a way, was having the opportunity to guide this publication through the pandemic and serve our readers with the information that they needed so desperately. At the time, we had our whole May issue pretty much ready to go, with content, and we ripped that whole thing apart and started afresh with content May 2020, sorry. You know, because we were working on that in March and April, when everything was, the whole world turned upside down. And to be able to provide that guidance, you know, through our issues, through our live streams, you know, through the kind of panel discussions that we held with industry leaders, you know, to help guide our readers and ourselves through this pandemic, was such an honor. And it's really was truly exhausting, but so incredibly inspiring. And that May issue that we worked so hard on was the issue that we won the best magazine in healthcare issue for 2020 Folio Award. So really super proud of that, and very honored to receive that. And, you know, I'm so grateful to this team for everything they did, because, you know, we all turn ourselves inside out for every single issue of EB, but that one in particular, we really, everybody put the nose to the grindstone to get done what we needed to get done.
Totally.
So hopefully that all came through.
It did. It
did.
Okay, good. All right.
Clear.
So I'm done. If I drop off, I'm good. I said my piece. Awesome. Well, I'm going to turn it over to Carrie Ann. If you would like to tell us, if you don't mind, to tell us a little bit about what you do with EB, and maybe your most standout memory from your tenure with the magazine.
For sure. I'm Carrie Ann Ramo. I'm the managing editor with EB, and also the social media content manager. I started with EB back in 2015, which is crazy to say out loud because it went by in the blink of an eye. So it's been so great to see not only how eyewear and so many facets of the industry have changed, but how publishing has changed, and how EB has really adapted, and how the ECPs continue to adapt. That's, you know, something that I have loved to see over these past 6 years. I started with EB when we didn't even have a Instagram page, and now we have probably every social media account possible. We just launched TikTok. So it's been, you know, such a wild ride to kind of take the bull by the horns with social media. We do so many Facebook Lives now, as you see. So I've really been passionate about that through my time with EB, getting social media off the ground. And I think it's such a great way to connect with everyone else in the industry. So I'm glad that we have such a great audience. So my favorite memory, I would say, I was torn between two. So I'll share a little bit about both. But our first EB Game Changers photo shoot in Las Vegas, I think it was back in 2018. And it was with Bridget Chen Lee and Julia Gagosha and all these amazing women in the industry. We started it out with just women, as you all know. And it was when I was pretty early in the industry. So seeing all of this like amazing change that these eye care professionals have done. And we had this awesome photo shoot at the Sands Expo right before. And it was, as you know, it was a whirlwind and it was a crazy day. But once that issue came out, it was just fabulous to see these women really shine. And now we're in our 4th year. And I think that as I share these game changers from 2021 to social media, it's so great to see that it's become such a community of game changers. They all support each other and they all really just want each other to thrive and do their best. And I think it's been just to see it start from 2018 and now to be in 2021 with the game changers. That's been my favorite memory with EB. And another one that I can't forget to mention is our photo shoot in Topanga Canyon, because that was life-changing and we barely had phone service. So we were just off the grid, but we got video footage with the videographer. It was at a location that I think they said Lana Del Rey shot a music video in. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So it was just a great experience. That was probably my first time at a photo shoot for EB. So it blew me out of the water, and you know, we have a video of it, and we've shared it on social media.
Yeah, that was a great one
too. So, but those are my favorite memories, and like Mark and Aaron said, it's a great team, and I'm just so happy to be a part of it.
Carrie Ann, this was your first job out of college, even.
Yes,
right?
my first real job. That's what I mean. I worked with a bunch of different publications and kind of media outlets as an intern, but it was my first job. And I remember the first day I was like in New York City. I went to Silhouette. I went to Maquita. We went to lunch at Balthazar. And then,
Right.
You guys really took me under your wing. And I couldn't leave after that. I mean,
we told you it was all downhill from there.
It has
actually, it's not been the case.
It was certainly a whirlwind of the first day for sure.
That's awesome.
We definitely have had fun.
I don't mean to hop in, but I just, you know, Carrie Ann, you're a perfect example. I mean, and, you know, look, you know, Steph and Aaron and I have been here for a million. They didn't even have the internet when Steph and Aaron and I started.
Hey,
only
speak
kidding.
For yourself.
But I mean, that's why we've been able to just grow, because we've just, you know, we've been a team. You know, it's not like, you know, people come in, people come out, stay for 2 years, leave. I mean, I think it's a real testament to, you know, how we appreciate one another. I really do, because it's easy to go get another job. You know, that's easy. But when you really enjoy what you do and you're doing something that's for the good of you know, professionals, which it is, and we improve people's lives in a lot of respects, and the, you know, the people who read the magazine improve people's eyesight. I mean, how much better can you get than that? So,
for real,
but you know, that
Absolutely.
I just can't thank everyone enough for sticking with the team. It's awesome.
We are a great team.
It's awesome. So thank you. I'll shut up now.
Oh my!
I don't believe that.
Exactly.
But it's so true, and it's so true. And like Carrie Ann, you're just such an incredible part of our team, and so appreciate it. And you have just grown our social media tremendously, and look where we've come, you know,
Yeah.
with all of that. So I can't
It's
thank you enough.
crazy.
And I honestly can't thank our readers enough. You know, you make all this possible for us, you know, with such a rewarding job, and so rewarding to be able to hear from you and take your challenges and, you know, your key business struggles and try to help with those, you know, in every issue with the content that we provide. So we
Mhm.
thank you, and thank you for turning to Eyecare Business again and again, and to our live streams and our social media channels and our website and all of the digital properties that we have too. So
Right.
a huge thanks to our readers. So well, I'd like to next introduce our senior art director, Bill Paff. And Bill has been with us for a long time as well. And we love Bill. And Bill brings you guys all of the gorgeous issues that we have. He has incredible design sense, and we are so thankful for him and all that he does to provide our incredible aesthetics and very organized, you know, kind of content delivery for Eyecare Business. So welcome, Bill. Could you tell our viewers a little bit about what you do with the magazine and your kind of best memories?
Sure. I don't know if I can follow up with that, Aaron, though, with that intro there. So I'll do my best, though. I'm Bill Paff, as Aaron mentioned, the senior art director here at Eyecare Business. I've been with our parent company, Pentavision Media, for about 8.5 years, and on Eyecare Business, I think 4 plus. I think it's coming up
I
on.
think so.
So I'm responsible mainly for the visual outlook of the magazine each month, whether we're in print or digital. It all gets produced the same way. It'll start basically with imagery or articles through Word that come through Carrie Ann or Aaron, and then we have a monthly meeting before the issues, and we go over any concerns or the look or how we kind of want to direct each issue. And each issue is pretty much a standalone issue. We start from scratch each issue, whether it's photography, artwork, illustration, articles. They're pretty much one-off magazines each month, whether they're digital or print. I guess some of my memories in general would be when we transitioned during COVID, the pandemic, transitioning mainly from print to partial digital, which we're a lot digital now and still do print. But they do present their own challenges, just how you present in print. Copy can look different as it can online, and adding digital features, which we've added to our digital editions. We're adding live stream buttons, client ad buttons, editorial, can have content in there that, is live streaming, can click on. So that was quite the challenge, making the quick shift. As Aaron mentioned, in the April, May, kind of June issues that we did in like 2020, shifting from that. But I have to say that probably the one standout memory I have would be from 2019 or July, August issue for our iconic menswear issue that we did for at the Fat Cat Jazz Club in New York City.
Oh, yeah.
It was, which unfortunately, in looking that up today, it looked like it had closed, but it has reopened under a different name. But it's still there, and it's located in the East Village. But we did a full day photo shoot with some of the best jazz musicians that are in New York City, and it was just a culmination of seeing how everybody on the team pulled together for like the 1 day shoot, from say people that are going to wear the eyewear, like jazz musicians or just regular people, to the creative input we had from the optics, to our staff from Aaron and Carrie Ann pulling everything together, and also the photo shoots and the photography. It was just quite a memorable day to be in that setting and just see these musicians just playing in the background while you're doing a photo shoot. It was definitely pretty memorable. And then to actually, once we got done the photo shoot, to get all the imagery back and go through and look through them, and then narrow it down to, and that's always a challenge each month, narrowing hundreds of images down that we get down to 6, 7, 8 that represent what we're trying to, represent the issues. So I think that would probably be one of my most memorable things from EB.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thanks,
That was a good
Bill.
one, Bill. I would have stole that if I thought of it. Every
And I
time
want-
someone says one, I'm like, that's a great one too.
I know.
Yeah,
There's too
and a
many.
quick mention that I think it was just the team, and it was such a long day, and we were exhausted by the end. And then just the post, photo shoot dinner that we had afterwards, just everybody talking about the day and their favorite moments from it. And I think that is still probably one of our favorite dinners that we kind of still talk about to this day.
We had a hot pot. I had never had a hot pot before.
Yes,
That was
yeah.
my first hot
My
pot,
first
too.
hot
Yes.
pot. That was a really incredible day, and like just such gorgeous images that came out of it. And Kaja, our photographer, I mean, it was just, those photo shoots are so fun and incredible, and intense amount of work. I always say it's like putting a wedding on every time you do one of those photo shoots, to pull it all together.
Yeah.
There's everything
makes you-
involved.
It makes you take a second to step back, because just one note from that shoot was one of the musicians was sitting off the side, and I was having a conversation with him, and he was just kind of taking it all in. And he's like, definitely appreciate this moment, because you won't see this group of musicians together very often. And it was like a treat, even for him, to see these 6, 7, 8 musicians together in one room.
That's cool.
Which was really neat.
That was cool. It was such a cool day. Well, we hopefully will do more of that, and the future, and more good stuff, and we'll get back for, kind of another photo shoot. I didn't know that about Fat Cat, but that's too bad. Yeah,
I was looking at that this morning. It's definitely open again, but just under another name.
Different name.
Cool.
Yeah, tough times during the pandemic, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, thanks, Bill. That was awesome, and really appreciate your insights and everything you do for EB. Uh-oh, we just lost Steph.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. She was, and we were hanging on. She was going to be our closing act, but I'm holding out hope that she'll be back.
I think, yeah.
Sorry.
I'll send her the link again too. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, she just has to log off and just link again. It should be fine. That happened to me.
It did? Okay, good. All right. Well, hopefully she'll be back on. In the meantime, I'm going to pull up our Eyecare Business. So folks, our 35th anniversary celebration is ongoing in our Eyecare Business November-December issue, which is also our EB Game Changers awardees issue. And we have some fantastic folks featured in that issue. And we have a kind of a great spread in the issue with our 35th anniversary celebration. It's right in the beginning of the issue, and it kind of has some awesome vintage covers of EB that Carrie Ann curated for that. And each of us put a quote in that feature about what are our kind of most standout memories, what we're talking about here today. But there is definitely more to it than just kind of what we've talked about here today. So if you go to eyecarebusiness.com, you can check that out and check out the 35th anniversary celebration in that issue. And also be sure to check out our EB Game Changers awardees in that issue, because there's 11 incredible opticians, optometrists, eye care professionals in that issue that are really worth celebrating, did some really game-changing things in 2021. I don't see Steph back here yet, but I'm going to go ahead and read her quote from this feature. So she says her most standout memory during the 30 plus years.
There she is.
There's Steph.
Oh, yay. Okay.
I don't know what happened.
I'll let her tell you
I went
herself.
away.
You wanted to do a dramatic re-entrance.
I did.
A sign off.
All about drama. It so is.
I love it.
Oh, God. Did you say who I am, or should I do that?
Well, I was about to. So,
Okay.
Steph,
I can
yes,
do
I
it.
was about to read your quote from the feature, just in case you weren't able to get back in.
Oh,
But
okay.
Steph DeLong is our editorial director emeritus, and incredible tenure with EB. And Steph, if you want to share with our audience your 30 plus years with the magazine. And Steph is, does a lot of our content currently. We couldn't live without her. So a huge thanks to Steph for everything she continues to do for EB.
That's right.
Well, I'm very lucky that I'm semi-retired, but I still get to contribute to the magazine, and that means everything. And getting to work with the four of you, it is really amazing. I joined Eyecare Business in the late '80s, and hence my title now of editorial director emeritus, which generally translates to old, I think.
Not true.
No way, Steph.
Wait, distinguished.
Oh, thank you. But when I look back on the history, I can't just get one memory, but what I find absolutely most amazing tracing through the 25 plus years is the independent and the resilience of the independent eye care professional. You know, when I first started in the late '80s, I was told, and Eyecare Business was launched at that point primarily for the independent. And I was told by so many sources, you know, there's just too much competition. The independent really is not going to survive into the future. At that point, there were things like LensCrafters was beginning to open 1 hour opticals. Pearl was franchising. Told time and time again that the independent either had to group together to open labs or they had to open more locations. They couldn't survive standalone. Well, some did, but that is not really the case for a great many of the folks who remained independent in the industry and still do. You know, you look even a few years after that, it's one challenge after another that the independent has been resilient and learned how to adapt. 1994, for example, the Frames Direct was the first online optical retailer. I was told by so many sources at that point, well, you know, the independent can survive, but they're going to be filling the orders for the online retailers, or they can be doing the fitting and the adjusting, but they can't really remain in their true independent full service format. Again,
Wow.
was not the case.
Yeah.
You know, and then you look the late '90s where managed care was increasing by double digits for several years in a row. And jumping much closer to now 2010, Warby Parker. Again, the independent was supposedly going to be dramatically impacted. And it's not that the independent hasn't been impacted, but they've been resilient and they have adapted and changed as necessary. And I think that that's pretty incredible. If you look more recently, we see a lot of corporate entities now coming to the fore and offering opportunities for folks who had historically been independent. And there's nothing wrong with any of these formats. There's a place for them in optical. That's not the point. But the independent is so resilient. It's amazing. And I think actually that we're seeing the most exciting thing right now. And that is a whole new breed of very fiercely independent eye care professionals, both optometrists and opticians. And you see some of them actually profiled in the current issue of Eyecare Business,
Right.
Under the EB Game Changers.
Yeah.
And they are doing amazing things, and they are not afraid to bring the best of retail and apply it to what they are doing. You know? I mean, the bottom
That's
line,
awesome.
isn't it? I mean, I think some of those profiles are just incredible. It is so exciting to see what's happening with the independent today, and to look back at the evolution and how just incredible they are. You know, the bottom line, there are lots of great formats, and all the ones I talked about. There's certain opportunities galore in this industry, and that never changes. The opportunities actually increase. But in the face of all that, the independent remains just that, and changes and evolves. But the one thing they also do, they get savvier and savvier.
Right. Yeah. Agree.
It's so true. So true, and very well put from a very, great vantage point, Steph, because you've seen it throughout the years. I was just looking at our when EB launched in 1986. I was just looking at kind of our feature that we put in there, some of what happened in 1986. A gallon of gas was 86 cents. I don't even know what it is now, but you know, the Oprah Winfrey Show was launched. With the whole Chernobyl meltdown happened. You know, and Hands Across America, all that good stuff. You know, it was really. But when you think about that, you know, it feels like that was quite a long time ago. And when you think about the resiliency, as you said, of the independent, this is just so impressive. You know, opticians, optometrists, they are in, and through this pandemic, you know, the independent has just survived and is now thriving, you know, in many ways. There's always going to be a threat, but you know, they continue to be the driving force in this industry 100,000%. So that is congratulations to all of you independents out there, because you're making it happen, and we appreciate you as our readers. So, well, I cannot thank this team enough for this awesome live stream. We've been in and out and up and down here. I'm glad that I've stayed on. I'm probably not long, you know, not long for the live stream.
I think
going.
it's contagious because my internet never goes out. I caught all the wonky internet.
You just have internet empathy.
Yes.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. So, well, thanks to everyone for watching. We really appreciate it. Again, tune in to eyecarebusiness.com for our November, December issue with more coverage of our anniversary and our EB Game Changers awardees coverage, and lots more to come. We look forward to serving you all moving into the future. And a huge thanks to our team for joining us today. So thanks so much, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you,
Very much.
everyone.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.